Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. And a very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Hamilton, Verstappen, Norris, Russell, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Ocon, Albon, Magnussen, Joe, Daniel, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Stroll, Ricciardo, and Logan Sargent. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint.
After the points finished last race, let's aim to keep that momentum going. Okay, so let's go through all the gears if you can. We need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the revs. Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Let's see how the drivers' standings have changed. Despite the best efforts of our championship leader, that lead has taken a bit of a knock today. The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow where we'll be live with all the action. And until then, goodbye. Welcome to this visit to the Ardennes countryside. Spa-Francorchamps hosted its first Grand Prix back in 1925, and this historic track is loved by drivers and fans alike, and us here in the commentary box too. So it's a warm welcome from the Belgian Grand Prix. Spa-Francorchamps today, a circuit that spans 4.35 miles. There are tons of elevation changes along the way too. 19 corners making up this circuit, with 9 of those to the right and the remaining 10 to the left. This track's a great one for fans of pure speed, and the average lap speed comes close to a whopping 145 miles per hour. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Daniel, Russell, Albon, Ocon, Bottas, Gasly, Hulkenberg, Stroll, Norris, Sargent, Fernando Alonso, Magnussen, Joe, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. And with me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Daniel. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Okay, we've got that relief of having points on the board finally, so let's keep that form up and get another top 10 finish today, please. Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap, please. We're learning the gears, so let's go through them all if you can. Let's focus now for the rest of the race. Okay, clear. like Daniel's got a problem, he's out of the race. Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more. Right, we need to get past here, use overtake, use overtake. There's a new strategy available on the MFD. Wing. I know it's not ideal, but let's try and put it behind us and get back into this race. You only have to stop once now, one stop left. Okay, DRS is now available. We're running low on the fuel. Start lifting off the throttle a little before the braking points and letting the drag do some of the work in slowing you down. That'll help conserve the fuel you have left. We think we might see some rain, ETA about 15 minutes. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. Okay, so the car ahead's come in and fitted a soft tyre. Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes. Dry seem like the best tyre for now. Okay, gap to the car ahead is 6.8 seconds. Definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. Okay mate, don't worry about the damage. I've got some new strategy options if you go and check your MFD. Copy. There seems to have been a problem removing the right front wheel. We need to try and put that behind us, and let's finish this race as strong as possible. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Now disabled DRS. DRS is now disabled. Rain's getting worse, be very careful. Got a lot of spare energy, okay to use your overtake button. Okay, this is Mark. I need you to stop cutting the corners. If you keep it up, the stewards are going to give you a penalty. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 3.1 seconds. Winters seems to be the fastest tyre for now. Car behind trailing us, 11.3 seconds. Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining. You can win that place back. Green flag. Okay, so the gap to the car ahead, 0.1 seconds. Got 1 lap of fuel remaining. Okay mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home. That's P18, P18. Bottas ahead. Okay, gap ahead is 0.0 seconds. They're on old intermediates. Okay, Hulkenberg's behind you now. Okay, gap to the car behind. 9.9 seconds. They're on old intermediates. Final lap, final lap. Push, push. As things stand right now, we'll be 10th in the championship. All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
So another excellent win from Ferrari. And talk to me. What do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari do it again. Let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. Well, after an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Carlos Sainz would be my first choice for this race. He had excellent race stamina, giving him the opportunity to charge through the ranks.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. It was a tough race for our championship leaders, who lose ground at the top of the table. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.